Welcome to the Associate MFT and Associate PCC application video tutorial. If you're watching this video, you're either ready to start your application process because you've graduated, so congratulations, or you are just getting more information. Either way, our hope is that this video will help you in this process. I do want to note this video is not to be in place of the application instructions that you will find in this application package. So be sure to go over the entire application with watching this video. See this video as supplementary or complementary to those instructions in the packet. So let's go ahead and get started. I will also mention you can find everything that we are going through in this associate application, this exact one with all these highlights in the same place that you have located this video. So go ahead and utilize that and this video, whatever makes the most sense to you. But let's get started. So I just want to highlight a few things here before we go in. This is the first page. It's a 27-page packet. You'll actually realize that what you're going to be submitting for your associate application is much less than this packet. It's just a few pages of this packet, and we'll go over that. I want to make sure that you all also know, for those of you who are applying for APCC, it is very, very similar to this application. However, you are going to mail a separate AMFT application and a separate APCC application. You'll have to put those in two separate envelopes. And I do recommend, this is just a personal recommendation, that when you are ready to send these physical envelopes, that you go ahead to UPS, USPS, FedEx, and certify this application, this envelope, so that you can make sure that it reaches the Board of Behavioral Sciences, the BBS, up in Sacramento. Just an expert tip for you all. So let's go ahead and get started here. So as you'll see, these first few pages are all instructions. You definitely want to be sure to go through all of these pages. We're going to skim through some important parts that I want to highlight for you. You are an in-state applicant with the BBS, so these are the instructions you want to go over. You'll see the first few pages go through the application itself, the fee that's due. It's a $150 fee, a check or money order that you have to provide. You're going to have to do fingerprinting with a live scan. We'll go over that. You're going to submit transcripts. We'll also go over that. The degree program certification is something that Pepperdine submits on your behalf. We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. The suicide risk and provisions of mental health services via telehealth coursework. That's something that you've completed in your program that will be included in your program certification, but we'll mention that in a little bit as well. A great little tool is this page here, the application checklist, just to help you avoid any application deficiencies. If you have a deficiency in your application, the BBS will make you aware of that. We'll send you a deficiency letter letting you know what is missing. But a couple things that I wanted to draw your attention to. Any questions that you may have with submitting your transcripts, please feel free to email Sergio Lopez or Easton Simpson with transcript questions. Any questions around your degree program certification, also known as your Form B, be sure to contact Claudia Walters for any questions around that one as well. And again, this is a great little checklist to come back to when you are ready to submit your application. So let's go into it. Again, these are just some more FAQs, questions, resources that the BBS provides to you that we've also linked. So I recommend taking a look at these, saving the handbook, saving the FAQ. They're periodically updated. So make sure to take a look at that. This next section here talks about post-degree experience. Hopefully you all know about the two 90-day rules. The first one that applies between practicum sittings, and then the second one that applies while you are waiting for your associate registration to come in. As long as you submit this application within 90 days from when your degree was conferred or when you received your degree, you are okay to continue counting hours. The other thing that's required here in order to continue counting hours in this time frame before you receive your associate registration number is a live scan. So if you are continuing at a site where you already completed a live scan, great, you are in the clear. You can continue to work and apply those hours. However, if you are working or starting to work at a site where you did not do a live scan, you must complete a live scan in order to count those hours during this period of time between graduation and receiving your associate number. That is really critical. Otherwise, those hours will not count. The rest really just goes into other points that I recommend that you take a look at. Those were some big ones that I wanted to draw your attention to. One last thing in this section that I want to bring up, or two actually, my apologies. The first one is the address that you provide to the BBS is going to be public. So what you can do, you can always purchase a PO box if you don't have an address that you feel comfortable sharing. Other options are utilizing a different address that you've been approved to use. If your site that you're working at has given you the okay to use their address, you can do that as well. But just to let you know that the address that you do provide is a public address. The last thing here that I do want to mention is something called breeze.ca.gov. You'll also hear it as, just Breeze, BBS Breeze. I've linked the different websites that you can access Breeze through here. This is where you can access your status in your different applications, where you will apply for renewals for your application. I recommend creating a Breeze account in order to check the status of your application. Like I said, again, it's going to be important to utilize this tool to renew registration and license online as well. So definitely after you submit your application, this is something that you can sign up and create an account for. So let's actually get to the core of this, which is the application itself. So this is the page it actually starts on. This is what you're actually going to be submitting in the envelope, the in-state application. Really important here. Don't forget that 150 check. Really important. You'll get a deficiency letter if you do not submit that $150 fee. So the rest of the application, you're going to be filling out personal information here, your social security number, your birth date, email address, legal name, last, first, middle, your public address. Remember, again, it's going to be public. If you've been known by any other name, you'll be putting that in here as well. You want to continue filling out this information if you've ever served in the Armed Forces or National Guard, if you've ever applied for or been issued a different license, registration, or certificate to practice any other healthcare profession in California. If you were denied a license for any reason, you would go in here as well and check that off. Number 4 is your official transcripts. This is really important. You are going to be ordering electronic transcripts. You're going to be going over here in this yellow where it says Student Clearinghouse. That's the website you're going to go to, and you're going to order your transcripts online. You're going to choose to send electronically, and you're going to send it to the BBS. If you're just applying for AMFT, there's one email address you'll send to. If you're just applying for APCC, there's another. If you're applying for both types of registrations, you're going to send it to the BBS transcripts at dca.ca.gov. An important, very, very important note here. If you do not mind this, you will get a deficiency letter. If you send your application, or your transcript too soon, you may get this deficiency. If your transcripts are not completed, the BBS, again, will give you this deficiency letter. So you have to be aware, very important here. You want to send your transcripts after your degree conferral. That's the last day of the semester of your degree program. So for example, if you graduate on June 14th, you want to wait to send your transcripts. We recommend to wait at least 12 business days. That's 2.5 weeks after your degree conferral date. This is really important. We've had deficiency letters sent from the BBS to students because students were too quick to order their transcripts. So please, please, please wait after your degree conferral. I really recommend you wait those 12 business days, have everything else ready to go. You could send the rest of your application earlier on, but I really recommend just waiting, sending everything together when you are sure. Luckily, the electronic transcripts are sent pretty quickly once you've ordered them. So if you do, submit your entire application outside of your transcripts sooner, you should be okay, but please wait after degree conferral to submit anything. The other thing you want to be mindful of is to say, yes, my degree program certification form has been sent, and it's sent electronically by Pepperdine. You will see that form in this application. You are not responsible for that form. We at Pepperdine are. We send it for you to the BBS electronically. This next section here, the additional coursework, is completely optional to write in or leave blank. We include this in your degree program certification, aka the Form B. If you like to just complete the application, it makes you feel at ease, you are more than welcome to fill it exactly as I have filled it here. For the suicide risk and telehealth, you're going to write requirement documented on degree program certification, Form B submitted by university. Providers are Pepperdine's Masters in Clinical Psychology, MACLP, MFT emphasis. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and fill that out if you prefer, or you can leave it blank, completely optional here. Last but not least, you are going to make sure to sign and date this application. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people accidentally miss this little section. Make sure you are signing. As we scroll down, you will see I've put big X's through this. Form A does not apply to you. You can completely omit this form. This is not applicable to you any longer, so you can get rid of these next few sheets. Then we have Form B. You can also put these aside, or if it gives you some ease, you can write, Pepperdine has filled this form out for me, set it aside. You are not going to submit Form B to the BBS. I have put this over Form B. You will see if I move this here, that's Form B, but do not worry about it. We at Pepperdine submit this for you electronically. That's why you check this little box up here off, because we are doing it for you. So you can just put that aside. We are filling out Form B, the degree program certification for you. Last but not least, your live scan. This is also something important. It does not matter if you have done a live scan before. Live scans are for separate purposes. You have to do a brand new live scan for your application, okay? Really, really important. You are going to print out, you'll see here, there are 3 copies of the same page, and I'm going to scroll down to it. There is 3 copies of this same page. You are going to give, after you fill it out, all 3 copies to the live scan operator. They're going to do the live scan, and they're going to return 2 copies to you. One for your records, and a second copy to be sent with your application, okay? Well, you may ask, well, what if I'm sending an AMFT application and an APCC application? Well, we recommend that third copy, make a 4th copy, put one in your AMFT application, and one in your APCC application to send off, okay? So again, you are going to have 3 copies that you give to the live scan operator. 1, they will hold on to. 2, they will return to you. 1 of those is for you to keep. 1 is for you to send with your AMFT application. If you have the APCC that you're applying for as well, make a copy and send it for the APCC with that envelope as well, okay? So again, I've made that clear down here. If you go to those 3 copies, you'll see you're going to fill it out. You're just going to pick one of these, marriage and family therapists. You don't have to pick both, MFT and PCC, if you're applying for both. That's totally fine. You're going to want to make sure to fill out section 3 as well. The live scan tech will keep this first one, and they will give this one, the second copy, and this third copy back to you. Keep a copy for your records. Make a copy of this second one if you are applying for PCC as well, and put it in both applications, okay? So that's really it. I just want to guide your attention back to this checklist. This is really at the heart of what you're doing. You can always come back to this if you're feeling overwhelmed. You can say, okay, I have completed my application. Those are those first 3 pages that we went over. I have electronically submitted my transcripts, right? The degree program certification, that is Pepperdine's responsibility. I have gone ahead and completed my live scan. I have put a copy of each in both applications if I am applying for AMFT and PCC. And last but not least, I have included the $150 check. If you are applying for PCC and MFT, you will be doing 2 separate checks, one for PCC, one for MFT. You're going to be essentially duplicating this if you're applying for both. That's really it. If you have all of those components, you are ready to go. Again, please wait until after degree conferral, your day of graduation. June 14th is your last day of all your classes. June 14th and thereafter is when you can send your application materials. Do not send it prior. Send it June 15th and after. And again, for those transcripts, we recommend waiting those 12 business days. Okay? Hopefully this has helped you get a better understanding of the associate applications. I promise it is not as overwhelming as it may seem. Again, you can go create that Breeze account to check on your status. If there is a deficiency, the BBS will let you know, and you will be supported in clearing that up. But I wish you luck wherever you may be in this process. It's going to be great. You're going to move forward. You're going to become an associate, and eventually you'll be licensed. So let us know if you need any support or have any other questions. We have tons of other resources that I hope that you will check out.